Well, don't I feel like an ass? I decided to play a new deck on Jinteki.net, come up against Mulster, and at the very end they wished me good luck with the channel. Now, I had been recording the start of the game, even though this is a very, very new deck, and then there was just so many counters, and it looked so inevitable that I pressed stop on the recording, and now I feel horrible. Unfortunately, they won't get their time in the sun, but they did completely outplay me and had the perfect counters to this deck, which will possibly go up if any of my trial and experimentation games go semi-okay. It is a ridiculous deck, it's not good. It's based on a Reddit comment using Project Kusanagi, where you over-advance it and then you can put a net damage sub onto a piece of ice, and basically you're using that for a trap-based ice, so that they can't break it, and then you kill them, like, way, but will it work? No. I also have to say I've turned from that Netrunner vlog person video channel that was outside all the time to never leaving the house, apparently, according to my videos at least. I had way too much Titanfall this morning, really enjoying it, but that's on a different subject. So, I put myself under all kinds of pressure now to get to Gaelcon and won't have time to relax before the tournament, which is really annoying. Why do I do this to myself? I would have thought a tournament at 3 would make things very easy. Rushing along now to the Ballsbridge Hotel, and we'll see what the story is. I have no idea who's going to be there, how many are going to be there. It's just before Worlds, so Owen said he might make it up. Oisin has a track record of going to Gaelcon and playing Netrunner tournaments and pipping me to the post, but there's usually a few handy competitors about, so it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I have to just get there in time for registration first, so onwards. Time for a game of good news, bad news. The good news is I did make it to Gaelcon on time, was there for the tournament. Bad news is didn't happen. Once again, tournament in Ireland is short of numbers. There was only me at the start at 3 o'clock, so even that was quite late, or 3:15, with the tournament due to kick off at past. One of the guys showed up, and then Carol showed up, but I'm not sure if he was actually there to play. He is selling his promos at the moment, seemingly just too lazy to sell the entire collection. It's too much work to make sure it's all there and then actually sell it. So I'm not sure if he was there to play or not. And then a couple of the other Netrunner heads were doing other things. So yeah, Netrunner in Ireland is possibly on the ropes. And to be honest, I'm probably part of the problem. I mean, even in Dublin, there were meetups on Tuesday evenings and Fridays. Now, I often didn't make the Friday ones, between one thing and the other, either plans or heading back to Limerick. Tuesday night I would be fairly regular, but haven't made the last few. Because the last place I was living was quite inconvenient to get into town for it and get back out. Now I've no excuse, I live around the corner basically, so I need to make more of a concentrated effort. But yeah, Ireland is struggling. We've lost a couple of key members who would have been very good for doing these meetups or pushing people. I know, like Tony Gleeson down in Limerick would have been a big pusher of the Friday Night Runner. Would often be putting up the posts on Facebook and getting people going, and either bringing people around to his house or being very eager to travel. But he has kind of veered more towards Game of Thrones. Other people, of course, have life to live, so we can't have it all. But we've been not great at getting new blood in. A lot of people have leveled blame at Fantasy Flight, and to a certain extent, yeah, I can understand where that's coming from. It is quite an intimidating game to get into at this stage. Rotation probably should have kicked in by now. But then again, we haven't done things like what the guys in Edinburgh have done. They did that gala day. That was very good. You see a lot of beginner-friendly tournaments, intro days. Maybe it's a population thing. Ireland does not have the biggest population, so when we lose a person, it definitely hits us harder than it would in other places. Although in saying that, Kilkenny is developing players quite rapidly. Mark Walsh is the basic cause of that. Apparently anytime someone comes into the shop and look any way interested in Netrunner, he hops on them, shows them all the basics, and he seems to be developing quite a few good little proteges up there. But yeah, it's a tricky spot. Okay, maybe today isn't the greatest example of it, because it is a convention, so you're paying €14 in the door just to go to the convention itself. If you're just there for Netrunner, you're paying an extra 10 on top of that for a kit. So that's not a great return, sure. But the convention itself goes on for hours, and there's a lot of board games to play. You meet up with people of similar interests. So I would have thought that there might be a couple of extra people there. But as I said in previous videos, I didn't know. Monday will be the kind of second chance for it. I will put up a Facebook post and see if people are interested, if people are coming. Try and drum up a bit of interest, maybe actually remind people it's on. Yeah, I didn't want people to be too aware of it today because smaller field, maybe a better chance of winning. But apparently I was completely wrong, and I need to try and drum up as much interest as possible. Worlds is next weekend. Hopefully that drums up a bit more interest in the game. Hopefully it isn't a terrible deck that wins it. Hopefully we see some good play, some stuff that reminds people why they enjoy both playing and watching Netrunner. Because for the moment, Ireland needs some sort of shot in the arm. Morning everyone, it is time for day 2 of Gaelcon, where hopefully there will be a Netrunner tournament. I did put up a post last night on Netrunner Ireland to see if people were going to make their way there. Oisin liked the post. I have no idea if that means he's going to go or not. And Mark Walsh said he would like to come up from Kilkenny to deny me the chance. He also said that everyone should go to make sure I don't win. But of course, if one doesn't happen, I'm still not a champion. Still have to roll on. But it does make it more difficult to actually win a tournament if there's none on. Let me think in there a minute ago that I handed back a Desperado recently to Owen. So maybe I'll have to switch decks after all. I think I'll go for the regular breaker, Valencia / Wizard with Never Eyes, Data Sucker, all that kind of stuff. I'll Carver back in the fray. Or maybe I'll make a late switch to a Valencia deck that I came up against recently, which was just R&D interface, HQ interface, Obelus, and Blackmail spam. And it basically blackmail, access 2 or 3 cards, draw up, and then be able to do it all over again, deja vu, same old thing, all that kind of stuff. Didn't seem intent on scoring in other ways at all, but it worked. So, and it could be a fun one for convention. Let's check what the deck list of the week is. Hello bad publicity fans, this is Mark from My Size Hedge Fund, back with the deck list of the week, which this week is a very, very strange one. From Mr. Hudson. It's an exile deck, and its tagline is, I won a game with this deck. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Okay, this video hasn't been the most uplifting that I've ever done, and it's not going to get better in this next clip. Netrunner in Ireland, I'm not sure the state of affairs of it, and I don't know if it's going to get any better. So Worlds is coming up this weekend, and usually that, signifies the start of Store Championship season. Reason to get excited again, but just to make things worse in Ireland, I'm not sure what our Store Championship season is going to look like. Apparently the lads in Black Cat Games didn't get notified of it and don't seem to be getting kits in. I'm not sure. They may have to pull some strings, deal with other suppliers, other retailers, things like that, just to be able to get kits in. I'm not entirely sure. I must double check that. Don't take it as gospel. Also, if this is hidden information, whoops. And Dublin is listed as a Store Championship within the UK Netrunner Facebook feed and that Excel document that they've got going. So maybe we only have the one. Worlds is finally underway. Today is Friday actually, so it's the business end of the competition. Dan Dargino is out, the big shock of everything. Really hoping for Gaelcon, Ben Nee and Dave Hoyland to do well. They are the fellas that I like watching. And they seem like good guys as well. The other benefit of Worlds being on is that there are scoops coming out from upcoming packs. So we've seen a Jinteki 5-3 agenda where the runner has to suffer 4 damage to steal it, which is pretty great. Time to slot those feedback filters again. We've also seen a Jinteki barrier, 4 cost, 1 strength, 1 subroutine, which is end the run. And when the runner passes it, they have to suffer 1 net damage. So pretty tasty stuff. A lot of chipping away damage going to happen. It's going to hurt those decks that depend on combos, like the Exile / Haley that I had to play this week. Ugh, don't remind me. Going to be watching Dave Hoyland up against David Kuhlman from Italy. It should be a good game. I think this is a lower bracket, so their tournament lives are on the line, which is going to make it pretty tasty. And I hope you've all enjoyed Worlds. Let me know what games you've enjoyed most. I'm going to obviously watch the streams back when they're archived and try and pick up a thing or two from the best of the business. but not down to Gino because he's not in there anymore. It finally happened. Oh boy, I am exhausted after staying up to watch Worlds, but really interesting finals. Enjoyed the elimination matches that I saw. Was rooting for Ben Knee. Kind of weird a year on, hoping that like Dio or Max would do well and sink. It was a flashback to the UK Nationals. That seems to be the decks that he was rocking. But he was kind of the novelty in the top 8, top 16 in that he wasn't playing controlling the message. And Wizard was in plentiful supply as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Fantasy Flight counter that. Some of the cards that have been spoiled could change the way things are played. Faust, of course, is coming in for even more hate in the near future. Cards that will interact just by having one installed. An AI breaker, but Faust is the AI breaker that everyone's watching out for the moment. But commiserations to Ben in the end. Tough match that just didn't go his way at the very, very end. But Chris Dyer played really, really well. Really enjoyed watching the little to and fro battle. I think that's why I like the sync, is because yes, it was one of those boom decks, but it was different type, and it also had a couple of different routes to victory. And I like Ben, so I was cheering for him anyway. So to explain the screenshot earlier, I got a tweet the other day. I was involved in a tweet conversation from the person who has started up alwaysberunning.net, which is basically a tournament both report system and also event calendar. So part of me isn't thrilled that that's there, but then again, it's good to have people doing this kind of service. I mean, as I've said, the UK group is really, really good for getting their spreadsheets organised and up, keeping people abreast of situations and tournaments that are coming up. So that's great to see. Now, I just said that the site looked great. I don't know if I'm going to get involved. I don't have enough time as is for my own stuff, as I've said. And I don't know, the prospect of just being an admin on another site, it is a nice looking site, and hopefully it goes well for them. But I don't know what my involvement will be. But anyway, I was delighted to log on to Reddit and see someone actually name drop me. Now, okay, not the most upvoted comment in the world, but I'll take it. And their comment was that people generally use Satellite Grid, so perhaps I should start putting in that work again. Oops. Store Championship season, new start, all round. It's definitely a prettier site that I'm working with, and there's some very good things that I was hoping to do with Satellite Grid, but obviously I was using the blogger as a test bed, if nothing else. See what kind of interest was there before I started pumping in a ton of resources, really, because I can't do the things I'd like to do myself, so I'd have to get other people involved and take advantage of some skills. Anyway, that is it for me this week. Thank you very much for watching, as always. My attention now turns to Kilkenny, which is next weekend, I believe. I think it's on the Sunday. And hopefully people will go. Hopefully we'll get a tournament so that I can give you a tournament report. I mean, as I said in a previous video, joking with Mike, which has become less of a funny joke, one of those funny because it's true, but not really funny. Instead of hoping that I win one, I'm just hoping that I get to play in one at this stage. But I'll keep you posted on all of that and prepare over this week to come.